Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Theta. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. Now, taking a look at Theta on the daily chart, we have the same Fibonacci retracement as we have had on the chart for a very long time. The swing low is printed all the way back here in July of 2021, and the swing high all the way back in April of 2021. We retraced all the way down to the second fib level. Let me just extend this a little bit so it's easier to see the levels. There we go. So we got all the way down to the second fib level, and now we're seeing a move to the upside. Potentially, the move is going to end once we get to the 1.618 and retest that as resistance if we don't lose the 20 EMA here. But it does seem like we're going to lose the 20 EMA, and we're going to see a pullback. Now, where would I expect this to come, or where would I be buying Theta? So off of this yellow trend line, which was the previous resistance of this falling wedge. So we break above and you come back down for a retest. That is a very healthy thing to do. So I expect that to happen, to be honest with you, because Bitcoin is very overextended. We got some bearish news regarding staking with Kraken in the US. So things are going to be cooling off a little bit, so you might have a chance to buy into your old coins. Just wait for a nice pullback. I'm not saying we're not going to go lower on Theta, but I'm saying that this is something that I would be expecting if we dump lower. You have the first fib level here on the smaller fib. So the smaller fib is set up with the swing high in November of 2022, and the swing low is set up in October of 2022. We bounced off the 1.618 here, perfect entry, perfect trade, perfect retracement on the fib, and then we move all the way up and we get to the 0.236 here, as you can see. And from there, we're pulling back down. We're starting to lose the golden ratio, which I think we're going to lose that. And our last hope is going to be the 55 EMA and the yellow support trend line. If we lose those, I think we are going to be coming back down potentially to the 1.272. If Bitcoin sees a very strong pullback, which still could happen, if we see any bearish news coming out, we could see a pullback all the way down to the support of the falling wedge. So we could do something like this potentially and drop all the way down there. And that's going to be another great entry point. So these are all possible scenarios, and you want to be ready for all of them. Just because we had a little impulsive move to the upside doesn't mean you have to get super bullish and expect the bull market to arrive in a couple of days. That's not going to happen. We need to see the Fed start cutting interest rates, and that is presumably going to start happening at the end of 2023 or at the start of 2024. So that's the basic idea behind the bull market, is that we need to see the government print more money. We need them to cut the interest rates. Once that happens, we're good to go. The gap in between the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA was getting quite large, and that typically is a sign that a pullback is going to be coming. So in the ideal situation, like I said, we bounce off the yellow trend line and then we move forward. Obviously, I don't know what's going to be happening next. Zooming out here, you can see that we still have the pink resistance trend line. We have the white resistance trend line above us, and all of those are important levels to take a look at. You also have the 1.618, which is our resistance level at $1.39.5. So you want to keep an eye on that, because we might be running into that level before we start breaking up. And I think once you break above these levels, these resistance levels here, that's going to be a very bullish sign, and we may see a very strong breakout, as you're going to be breaking through a multi-month resistance trend line, actually two of those. So like I said, once that happens, I wouldn't be even thinking about buying Theta at that point, because we're gonna get overextended, and we're not gonna be near this bottom area, which was a really good accumulation phase for anyone looking to buy Theta. So once we sort of break out of this channel here and we start coming up, I think we're gonna see a very strong impulsive move. We might even have some good news coming out, and we might see a strong pump, kind of like what INJ did. So Coming back to the daily RSI, let's see what's going on here. So let's just extend that, and you can see we're coming back to the yellow support trend line, and that's sort of trying to hold us as support, but you know that we have the green support block here, and this is where you want to be buying, because the last time we had a bounce off that area, we saw a move to the upside. Same goes for November, same goes for August, and same goes for when we dipped here in May of 2022. So for now, the RSI is starting to recover. We obviously were having this bearish divergence on the daily where the higher highs were printed on the price chart, but the RSI was printing lower highs. Let me show you. This was seen on many altcoins, and this is a bearish divergence. This typically happens before a pullback. So as you can see, the highs on the price action are higher and the highs on the RSI are lower. This shows that the bulls were losing strength. However, the price action was still rising, and that showed the weakening in the bulls. And you know, there we go. We're seeing a pullback now. So that is that's played out, and hopefully we just print a higher low and we don't lose this December low, because that would be crucial. Now let's take a look at the Binance chart. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon. Now, there's going to be a 7-day free trial for anyone looking to join. You get access to all of my content since October of 2021, which is when I started my Patreon, and you get access to my low cap gems, podcast episodes, my portfolio, all the trade alerts, sell alerts, buy alerts that I'm posting there. So everything that I've been posting, hundreds and hundreds of posts, everything is available for you to enjoy for 7 days. And if you decide to stay, obviously you're welcome. If not, let me know what you didn't like. But hopefully everyone is going to enjoy it, and that's a great way to support the channel and get extra exclusive content. So thank you very much, and let's get on with the video. Taking a look at the Binance on the weekly, as you can see, I did add another trend line here. So we sort of have a falling wedge with a fake out playing out right now, and I would be expecting a retest of the bottom pink trend line. I know it's quite a lot here to take in, but I'm just going to remove some of the trend lines so it's easier for you to see. So we have this setup here, and hopefully this low is going to hold us at around about 95 cents, or this support, I should say, is going to hold us. And then we're going to see a strong breakout into that resistance block above us, and hopefully we're going to retest the top of the block, or even come back up to the August high, because that would be important. Then we have this swing low here at 74 cents, which we don't want to be losing. This is our crucial support from now on. We could come back down for a double bottom if things go south, but that's as low as I really want to go on Theta. Otherwise, we're going to continue crashing down. Then you have the resistance trend line that we've had, obviously, ever since November of 2021. And then we have this light blue resistance trend line, which kept us down in August. We retested it in November, and now we broke above it in January. And maybe, just maybe, we're going to be coming back down for a back test of support and a move to the upside. But as you can see, there are a lot of trend lines at play here. You have a lot of areas where you can buy. What you can also do is, set up a couple of fib retracements here and there just to see where the golden ratio is. Here you have the golden ratio at 99 cents. For example, if you go to that swing high, you're below the golden ratio. You have the 0.382, you have the 0.236 here. So you can just kind of look around, play around with the fib retracement and just see what are your possible scenarios. You could also take the local high we just printed, and you can move it all the way to this low that we had here, and then you have the golden ratio here at 86 cents. That's also something that you can do with that. Basically, you just have the extension levels to the downside because you're expecting a move to the downside, and if you lose that low, you're going to be looking at 56 cents per token. And jumping into the weekly RSI, we ran into this resistance level at 47.9. I've had that there for months, and we broke out of this channel down pattern and the falling wedge there. We had a nice retest, and then we moved all the way up to that resistance. So currently, I would be waiting for a back test of support of this blue trend line that held us down once in April, once in August, and once in October last year. So that's going to be a nice entry point. Not saying that we're going to bounce and go, into the moon from there, or to the moon. I'm just saying that that is going to be a very nice entry, because technically that would be a perfect retest of support. I'm not saying we're not going to come back lower. Potentially that is going to happen, but if that happens, you just buy more, because that's what you do when the price goes lower than you expect and you believe in the project. You just buy more. And that's really about it. We had a nice volume spike here on the weekly chart in the volume indicator, and then we're getting 2 red weekly candles, obviously. So we're going to cool off here for a bit. Altcoins are going to reset, and hopefully Bitcoin is going to have a nice move into March, into April, into May, and then we're going to have one more pullback, and then we're going to be moving up for the swing high in August that we usually see, or at the end of July, August, with another pullback afterwards, and then we start recovering into the bull market of 2024 and 2025. But that is about it for this video, folks. I do want to thank you all for watching. If you would like to leave a like, I'd really appreciate that, as it helps the video get out there, because the algorithm really likes when people hit the like button and leave comments below, and it just promotes the video more. So that's why I'm asking you to do that. It just helps out the channel. It's not that I want a bunch of likes on my videos. I don't really care about those anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.